I'm Danielle from Santosha Yoga Australia. I'm going to do a short practice today that's really designed just to be very grounding, keeping me settled in my body. So it's going to stay low to the floor, everything done on the floor. So just follow along with me, coming onto your back. I'm going to start just by tenting your knees in together with your feet wide. And take a few breaths into your belly. Noticing your physical body. Noticing your emotions, your feelings, your mental state. And take one more breath. And we're going to bring ourselves into a twist, so walk the feet back to hip width apart. Your arms out wide. And just drop the knees to the left, maybe turning your head to your right hand. And then drawing your knees back through center and over to the right. This time maybe turn your head toward your left hand. Take a couple of breaths here. Come back to center. You're going to place your right ankle on top of your left knee. Draw both knees in. So you can either reach for your left leg, or if that's a little far away for you, just take hold of your right leg and pull that in. But as you draw the legs into your chest, you'll get a nice stretch through your outer right hip. And then returning your left foot to the floor, send your right foot to the ceiling, taking hold of your right leg, giving yourself a stretch down the back of your thigh, your hamstrings. You might play with pointing and flexing your foot. When I point my toes, I get a shin stretch or a front of the ankle stretch. When I flex my foot, I get more of a hamstring stretch. And then let's just checking that our core's awake. Extend your left leg out long. Curl your head and your shoulders up off the mat. And maybe you reach forward towards that left foot, hovering here. You might hover the left heel as well. Take another breath. And then exhale, hug the knees into your chest. Doing the second side, left ankle on your right knee, pulling the knees in towards you. And then again, we'll extend the left foot to the ceiling for a hamstring stretch. Couple of times flexing and pointing the foot. And then again, extend your right leg forward. Curl your head and your shoulders up, reaching forward with your hands, maybe hovering the right foot from the floor. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, hug your knees into your chest. Little rock from side to side. just coming up and over to all fours, so into a tabletop. Hopefully you're starting to warm up now. You're going to stack your joints as we always do, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And you're going to let your breath determine the speed of your movement. So when you're ready to breathe in, you start to lift the tailbone, let the belly drop. Heart reaching forward, coming into your cow pose. And then when you're ready to exhale, start that movement at the tailbone again. So tailbone tucks, back of the ribs lift up to the ceiling, your head will drop down. Let's follow your breath rhythm for a few rounds. So inhaling into cow. Exhaling back to cat pose. 2 more rounds. And then coming back to a neutral spine. We're going to make sure our core is activated by extending the left leg back behind us. Now, you can choose to have both of your hands on the ground here, but you might also reach your right hand forward. And the core will switch on here. Try to lift the back, the lower back, so that it doesn't dip down. You can either stay here and breathe, or if you can bend that back knee and reach behind and grab hold of the foot, take a little back bend here, so lifting the knee, lifting your heart, gazing forward, lifting the belly, and then releasing down. Changing sides, so it's the right leg this time. Hand is optional, as always, working at your own limits. Couple breaths here. Or grab the foot and lift the heart, lift the knee. One more breath. And release that down and come into puppy pose, so down onto your elbows. And then let your heart melt forward, forehead down. Heart's melting down. If puppy pose feels a little strong for your shoulders, bringing your elbows out a little wider can feel more comfortable for some people. And walk your hands back in and step your right knee forward into a low lunge. So you can use some supports here if you've got some blocks or something to prop your hands up onto, or you can bring your hands up to your knee. You're wanting to find some length in the front of that left thigh. Take a couple of breaths here just to settle into the hips. And then we're going to move forward and backwards with breath again. So I'm starting with my hands down. Don't worry if you can't reach. If you can't reach the floor, you'll just use your leg for support. But we'll take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to send your hips backwards. You're straightening that right leg. Maybe not totally straight. Might have a good bend in the knee. Feeling the foot from the mat. And then reaching your heart forward so your spine stays long. And then we're going to change with the rhythm of breath. So inhale, coming forward. And exhale, rocking the hips back. Do that twice more. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, rocking back. One more time. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, coming back. This time we'll come back to our lunge, Place the left hand under your shoulder, open up into a twist. And then float your right hand down, bring that right knee back, and change sides for a low lunge on the left side, so hips melting forward. Maybe you start with a few breaths in a more upright position. And then again, breath determines our speed. Take an inhale in your lunge and an exhale to straighten through the leg. You're folding forward, but you're still lengthening through the spine. Take an inhale to your lunge and an exhale to rock back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then coming back to your lunge, right hand underneath your shoulder, left hand to the ceiling, turning your chest up. Look up if it's okay for your neck, or just keep the head a little more neutral if the neck doesn't approve. And then floating that hand down, find a child's pose for a few breaths, and knees wide. Sinking the hips down. And then coming upright again, swinging onto a hip and bringing your legs forward. So either a cross-legged seat, if that's not comfortable, you might prefer to have your feet together, knees wide, or you might have your legs out straight. We're going to sit nice and tall, and on an inhale, breathe in and up. And on your exhale, release the hands down. So again, the speed of your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing your right hand to the ground, reaching up and over with your left hand. So you can let your spine bend sideways, but keep both of your sitting bones on the ground. And just lifting that heart, lengthening through the fingertips. And then come up on an inhale and exhale down. To the other side, inhale the arm up. And exhale, leaning over, reaching out of the waist. So this left elbow can bend. You might even come close to the floor with it. And then coming back to center. Let's add a twist. So let's just see how far you can twist using your core muscles, so no hands to start with. Turning to your right, or to your left if you're mirroring me. And then you're going to bring one hand, so it's my left hand to my right knee and my right hand to the floor. I'm going to press down to sit tall, and then twisting through my middle to upper spine to look back behind me. And then turning your head forward, then your shoulders and ribs, and then we'll do the same to the other side, turning just with the core first. Then you can use your hands to get a little bit deeper into your twist. Turning head forward, shoulders forward. And taking a forward fold here. So again, doesn't matter what position your legs are in, just trying to find some length through the spine. And walking the hands back in. And swinging your legs to the top of the mat. So you want to be on the edges of your sitting bone. Don't let the pelvis collapse backward. So you want to bring the spine nice and tall. I'm going to turn my left knee out, flexing the right foot, reach out of the waist, and as you exhale, hinge forward and grab whatever you can reach. It might be your foot, your shin, you might just have a hand on either side of your knee. Lengthening the spine by pulling the heart forward, keeping your lower back nice and flat. And then on your inhale, sweep the hands back up. Bring your left hand to the floor. You're going to lift the hips, so you're pressing into your left knee, your right foot, reaching to the back of your mat with your right hand, creating a nice side body stretch. You can turn the heart up a little bit more for a bit more back bend. And then on your exhale, you're going to sit back down and change legs. Right leg is bent, left leg is straight. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, folding forward. Lengthen that spine. Beautiful. And you're hinging at the hip crease, folding forward here rather than from your lower back. So keeping that lower back nice and long. And again, we're going to sweep up, use an in-breath. Right hand comes to the floor, lifting the hips, reaching up, lengthening through the side of your waist, your shoulder, and then coming back down. Beautiful. Bringing the soles of your feet together, the knees wide. And this time we're going to round through the spine, so a little bit more yin-like in our approach. We're going to let the lower back, middle back, upper back round and just drop the head forward. And uncurl your spine. Bring the knees together. And we're going to come onto our backs with the knees bent for bridge pose. So setting up your feet at hip distance apart. Bring your hands down beside your body. And then pressing into the mat with your feet, lift your hips and peel your spine up. But you want to try to lengthen your tailbone down, so creating a long lower back. Some people like to interlace their hands underneath. Not everybody's shoulder joint approves of that. Other people like to take the edge of their mat and grip there. So see how it feels in your shoulders. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then releasing slowly. I'm going to take a happy baby here again. There's different ways you might approach that. Some people like just to bring the knees wide but keep feet together. That's probably my preference. Traditionally it's done with the feet stacked over the knees. You're pulling those knees down. But most importantly, you don't want your tailbone lifting or your head and your shoulders. So if reaching your feet means either of those two have to lift, then you're better off taking hold of your shins instead, or even behind your knees. And then if you give yourself a little sideways rock, you get a nice bonus back massage here. And then hug those knees in again. And we'll finish with a twist. I'm going to straighten the left leg. Pull that right knee across you, so you can use your left hand to help you, but you want to keep your right arm and shoulder down as your anchor. It doesn't matter where the knee gets to. You might turn your head to look at that right hand. And then come back to center, changing legs. Pulling the left knee across, your left arm is your anchor to the floor. And when you're ready, coming onto your back and setting yourself up for Shavasana. So either with your legs out straight, or if your back doesn't enjoy that, you can always have the knees bent and feet on the floor. Letting your hands be wherever they're comfortable. And just closing down your eyes. And just be present here in your body, feeling the sensations, noticing the breath. And then when you're ready, just bring some movement back into the body. Give yourself a hug. Roll to one side. Take a couple of breaths here. And then pressing yourself back up to find your comfortable seat once more. And take a moment here. Just closing down your eyes. Once again, noticing how you feel. Allowing gratitude for this practice to well up in your body. Namaste. So I hope you enjoyed this grounded approach, staying close to the ground. Often really important approach to take when you're living in your head. Want to just get back into the body. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.